Hey there, I want to give you a real quick tutorial on how to take these and make them into these. Well, first of all, what you do is, of course, I'll take these off real quick, is you find your set of earmuffs, filter hearing protectors, earmuffs, what do you call them, and you find the ones maybe you don't want or what have you that are damaged or whatever, but the headband's good. And as you can see, the headband's really good on this one, and these are the PTL push to listens. And what you do is you take I forget what a turning camera is, you take it and you bend it like that, like a 90-degree angle, and it's really easy to pop off like so, because it did it this little, it's flat. If you snap it back on there, it's flat ways. If you do it the other way, it's hard to get back on there because it's round, it's wider. If you do it like this, the little thing that it clips on is flat, so that's how it gets off there. Do the same thing with this one. See, that comes off, and then you have to worry about this one. Same thing. No big deal. Now you got a headband you can work with, and you got these, you can put them aside and save them for something else. So there you go. So you got a headband now, and now what you need to do is take the WorkTunes, in this case Connect, and it's the same thing basically with your WorkTunes wireless. And there are other headsets out there, they have like a steel thing in the middle of them, whatever, you know, and it might be kind of uncomfortable or whatever, I don't know. But these right here, I can put these on, and they fit okay, but they're not as comfortable because I kind of feel the headband kind of pulling them up. So that's why I'm changing the mount and everything. So I'm going to convert these to look just like these. And so what we do is we find a little thing here where the WorkTunes headband is located. There's like a little thingamabob in here. Pull this down a little bit. Here, got to find it here, and yeah, this little thing we push up right there on that very end. Oh, I don't know the camera. There's the camera at. There we go, right there. And there's another little piece you push up. So that's what holds that little piece in there, and it holds that top headband in. And then you go to the other side, do the same thing. Now, keep in mind, this will void your warranty. So if you are not really wanting to do this, if you have questions and think perhaps, I don't know if I want to do that, you better not do it. Unless you know how to get this thing back on, which is pretty simple, looks like. It's really easy to peel right off, you know, so it shouldn't be too hard. And anyway. Yeah, this doesn't look hard at all, actually. And I think there's some tie wires in here. Maybe not. Yeah, there's some wires in here. There's like little zip ties that hold the I don't know if there's enough light. There's little zip ties that hold the wire inside the headband here, so you got to kind of find something to put those. And I don't know where my thing is. Let's see here. Where's my thing at? Yeah, here we go. I got some snips right here. Everything's dropping. There we go. So take these little snips and you snip the zip tie, being careful, of course, not to snip the wire that leads from the ear cuts of your WorkTunes device. So yeah, you want to be very careful of that. So what I'm doing here, instead of taking this whole headband off, I'm just trying to find the places where the wire is, and then I'll just snip there. And so far it seems to be 2 places. Right in here. Whoops. So I just took that thing down. There's a zip tie right here and a zip tie right here. So now on your WorkTunes wireless, all you got to do on that one is just unscrew it, and that comes right out. But on these, is this kind of a little more pain in the butt, difficult, whatever you call it. And so, come on, you. I'm trying not to take the middle part out. Trying to keep that part in case I want to put it back in for some reason or another. So my snips right here kind of rusted up, so there we go. Yeah. So I got that part out. I wish I had more light. There. So now I got the wire part out of the headband, and I can just kind of move that back on there for whatever reason, you know. And now all I do is the same thing I did with the other headset, with the PTLs. Where in the world is the camera at? Right there? Okay. Alright, so now all I do with these is do the same thing. Bend them down about 90 degrees. Pop that out. Pop that out. Very easy. Do the same thing here. About 90 degrees. Pop that out. Pop that out. And then you got your headband right here for your WorkTunes Connect. So, and now you just take your other headband that you took off and you do the opposite of what you did there, of course, and you just kind of fight with it. It's not really much of a fight. You just got to line your hands up straight. So all you do is, like I said, you just do the opposite. You snap those back on to where it's narrow at, and voila. Well, you know what I should have done? Well, that's okay. I can put them over the top. That's fine. I was thinking I should have put the wire on the inside instead of the top, but actually it's fine on the top. So now I'll do the other headset, the other ear cup the same way. So that's really easy. I just put it like this, trying to make sure, yeah, put it on the top. Make sure I don't get the wire all crossed up. Whereas one side is the inside and out, other side's outside. There we go. Snap it in like that. Do the same thing here. There we go. Really easy. Easy peasy. So now, and this is a little pre-test I gotta do. Yeah, they fit me a whole lot better now. Better than this thing right here would. It's a lot more comfortable. I mean, it's tremendously comfortable. Here, even with these ear cups, these ear cushions, I got even pressure, whereas with these, they kind of kicked off to the side. So whenever I had these on the headband, they're kind of doing like this. But with the traditional headband on the passive earmuff headband, like for it goes to these, well, this is not really as safe for passive, but you know, it is passive. When it turns off, it's passive. But anyway, that headband is more rounder, whereas this one right here is more of an arch. See? So you got a round headband here and an arch headband here. Now, okay, I'm gonna take these off, and you can do this if you want. You don't, you know, that's totally your call. But what I do is, where's my fleece at? There it is. I put fleece in mine, of course. Now I take a spoon. Now you can do it however you want. Oops, that's not gonna work. There we go. That's one way to do it. Take the end of a big spoon and just jack up on it. You got the hi-fi speaker there, so you kind of want to be careful. You know, you don't want to hit in the middle of that speaker and mess it up. It's the high fidelity speaker. So that's how that one that's how that one comes out. Now I'm gonna show you another way to do it, a harder way, but you know, nonetheless, kind of like a thumb snap, like that. Now most of the time it's really hard to get out. Just put that back in there. If you put your thumb in there like so, because it's tight all the way around here, whereas the other ones is not as bad, but this one right here is tight on the side, so it's kind of hard to get your fingers in there. In most cases, you can put your finger in there and pop it out. Put your thumb here and use your index finger or your pointer finger and pop it out, but you can't because this high fidelity speaker is sitting right there and it's kind of tight. So what you do is you take your thumb and you grab like this and you jerk and push with your thumb. Use your the tip of your thumb as a fulcrum to pop that out. It's like kind of like that. You use your thumb as you would use the spoon, the back of the spoon. Kind of push in with your thumb like that and pull at the same time. So it's easy. Now, I didn't mean to mention, but well, actually, I'll mention that here shortly. But I'll use that on the other ones. But now, if you have your pre-cut fleece, your swatch of fleece, or whatever you want to call it, you just use that, and you, I mean, when you're cutting it out, whatever, and you take it and you put it right here on your dampener, that foam dampener thing, right there. And you're probably best to keep the nap in an upward position. That is, whenever you go down with your fingers and it kind of folds down. So keep your nap of your fleece upward, your Mickey Cuttle fleece upward, because if it's the other way down, you can't really get that nice, soft, comfortable feeling in your ear. Now here is the HY80 gel seals. This is what I use on mine. Now you can use these, but you know, the original WorkTunes Connect ear cushions, but I find these HY80 gels ear seals, they have more room, you know, for your ears and everything. So, and they cut out a little bit more sound. How much, I'm not quite sure. But what I usually do is I'll point the bottom down. There's a hole right there. I use that to indicate the point. I point that down whenever I put the gel seals on. That way the air or whatever it is comes out to the bottom, not the top. It just you know, ergonomically, you know, just nice that way, however you want to state that. And you just pop the ear seal back in rather, in this case. It's just kind of popping in all the way around and it gets on there. And you might want to pull it out just a little bit, you know, that way to get up with the ear and everything. It's really more comfort. And a good thing about this fleece is that, just want to make sure I got the right side. Good thing about this fleece and everything is that, you know, it doesn't make your ears sweat. I mean, excuse me, it doesn't hold sweat. Now your ears might get a little bit warm, might tickle inside your ear canal, whatever. But it's not that bad. It doesn't hold water. But I'm gonna show you here in a minute what does hold water, and actually what does have condensation on it. So this is why you wanna same thing with this. So that's why you wanna you know, every once in a while make sure you pop these open. And okay, I got a little too much fleece on one end there. That's okay. Just stuff that in there. Kind of tuck it in the little ear cup there, and put that back on. Let's see here. Sometimes I'm gonna have to fight with it, but it'll get on there eventually. It's not too bad. Make sure I got it all the way around. And I do. Just want to make sure. So now that's on there. So you got fleece in both ear cups. And like I said, I don't know how much lighting I got right now, but I'm gonna try to do the photo editing thing and see how that works out. But what I do is I pull it out just a little bit and see how this works. Oh yeah. Ooh, that feels really, really good. They are just like these now, with the exception of the headband. Now, oh wow, didn't want to take them off. Now with the headband, this is a US tactical sewing headband, a USTS headband. And so of course you just open it up and everything, you know. What I do is I use my leg for, you know, for analog, whatever you want to call it. I put it on my leg, the headband opened up, and then I set the headset, earmuffs, headphones on top of that, and then I wrap it up. I don't know if it'll work. Let's see here. I want to differentiate this one from this one, so I'm going to put the the little loop thing on the right side of my ear this time. Let's see if this works. I don't know, but we'll give it a try. It might not work. Let's see here. Nah, I gotta see what I'm doing. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it on my knee. So what we have now, that's what I like to call tack tunes. But that's pretty much how you convert your WorkTunes Connect or even your WorkTunes Wireless to a tactical set, maybe, and with a fleece in it and everything. They are just as good as the fuzzy, warm, cuddly earmuffs, the furry ones. They're just as good as that because they are not, the fur's not on the outside keeping you warm, it's on the inside keeping your ear warm. In this case, it's fleece instead of fur. Just as well as be fur, but faux fur, what do you call it? But so that'll keep your ear warm, and the moisture. If your ear sweats, then that's one thing you might want to take them off every now and again, and everything. Get down, and that way your ear canals will dry out, you know, from sweating. You don't want to get an ear infection or what have you. Some people can wear them for long periods of time. Other people can't do that. And me, I can wear them all night, but I do get a little itching in there, so every once in a while I'll take them off, and that way my ear can, you know, the sweat in my ear canal can dry out just a little bit. But the thing of it, like I said earlier, the thing of it is with these, the fleece itself doesn't sweat or hold condensation, but it's the sponge behind that does that, and the inside of the ear cup. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that by getting my other set out here, the one I just took off before I started the video. So is, like I said, you know, with these right here, with these gels, these HY80s, it's easy to pop out. You can just take your thumb and just do the same thing I showed you, and they're really easy to pop out. Now with your other ones in the originals, ear cushions, it might not be as easy. So if you got a spoon, all you do is just take and put it on the inside there and just jack up with that spoon, and it'll pop it out. If you have these in, well, let me just show you this one. Just like this, okay. And I can pop them out easy with my thumb, using my thumb as a fulcrum and popping and pulling out at the same time. But maybe it might be a little difficult, especially for you ladies out there. But so anyway, you take a spoon, and actually it won't hurt if you turn it. So you just turn it like a key. So just doing like that. I'll try it one more time here to show you. It's one of those life hacks, you know. So just take it in there, like so, and turn it. There you go. Really easy. Take that out like that. And what you want to look for, well, of course, you take this out first. This is like one of the dampeners, and this goes against your ear. But it'll make your ear raw if you're wearing the WorkTunes or whatever, especially on that headband, and it's rubbed against your ear. This part doesn't look like it, but it will make your ear raw. And then there's this dampener sponge you pull off right here. If I can get my finger in there. And usually there's a little bit of sweat in there. I don't know if you can see, or condensation. The light's not helping me out here. Let me see if I can get my light on my phone here. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see in it, but there's a little bit in there, not a whole bunch. You don't want like it dripping out, for one thing, you know, because it'll mess up your high fidelity speaker. So you don't want that. So you got this right here, and this is a little damp. And so what you do is you let this stay out and dry out and everything. And plus, you know, this is not going to hold moisture to fleece, but you just let it dry out anyway. And of course, this right here, this more than likely won't have anything on it, but just let it dry anyway. And let this right here and the other, just let this stay out for a little while. It's kind of hard sometimes to get in there. I mean, you can get a cloth and wipe up in there to help it dry a little bit, but most times what I do in my case, I just let it dry out. I just let it stay on the table or something other next to the lamp or whatever and dry off. You know, the condensation would evaporate, so no big deal. So I'm gonna do the other side as well. And I think I got a good charge on my other ones there. Like I said, this is pretty easy to pop right out. The gels are really easy to pop right out. And so pop that out like that. Take that out. And again, sometimes I'll have one side that has more condensation than the other, because I guess the heat of my body is more on one side than it is the other. But anyway, same thing here. It's not that much sweat, just a little bit. Not sweat, but condensation. And whoop, yeah, it's not that much, but sometimes it gets on that metal plate thing there, you know. That's not good. And there are other earmuffs out there, hearing protectors, whatever you want to call them, that like the Protect 3s, WorkTunes Pro, Protect 3, Shooter, Hunter, Slim. They have like a honeycomb design in there or whatever, you know, and you can sweat those suckers all day long. It ain't gonna hurt them, because that's what they're built for. You know, you can have the water pouring out of them, basically. You know, not as long as you don't sit them in the water, but you can sweat those suckers right on out, and they ain't gonna really hurt them all that much, because all the condensation builds up in the little honeycomb things there. In the little, that's how it's reinforced. So anyway, that's how you do that. And you just, like I said, just let those dry out. And what you have now is this. So you went from that, now you have this. And these are a whole lot more comfortable. That's just my opinion. You might find the WorkTunes Connect, the unaltered ones, more comfortable. That's totally up to you. But me personally, I found these, wow, heavenly. I got 2 of them now. Actually, I got a third pair of WorkTunes Connect coming because I've seen a good deal on eBay and I went ahead and went for it. And so I got another one coming. I just don't have any more headbands to spare, or the USTS headband cover. So, or the gels, you know. But the these ear cups aren't so bad. I mean, but they're a little bit tighter. And as I've heard somebody right on there, or seen somebody right on there that that you know they're for small ears. And really, what you got here is something that fits all types, all sizes. Well, at least my head it does. I got a 7 3/4 size head, hat size, whatever you want to call it. And there's people with bigger heads than mine. I think this will fit their head too. But the WorkTunes Connect seems to fit some smaller and up to medium. But with these gel seals and this headband type, which comes off the passive, I think it'll fit all sizes just about. As far as size 8, hat size 9, I don't know how big the heads go. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel pretty positive about it that they would. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I'm gonna go in here and get something to eat, watch a little bit of Rifleman while these other things dry out. And another thing too, you can use your Android phone charger, the one that's kind of flat, kind of like looks like a trapezoid shape. Your basic Android phone charger. Now, with the Moto X or whatever, it might not do that, but the basic Android phone charger, use a mini USB thing that you can plug right in there, and it'll blink, and whenever it's done charging the WorkTunes Connect, it'll just stay a solid blue, you know. And what you do is you put them on, you push the button, the power cuts on. And then whenever you get your phone in parable mode, you just push it twice, and it looks for the it says, you know, Bluetooth ready, whatever you want to call it, and you just tap on your phone, connect it, and there you go. It's really simple, and they stay charged forever. And it's like, wow, they stay charged for so long. And anyway, I was using mine all morning long yesterday, so I had to charge them, the ones that I'm letting dry out. So. And that's another thing you can do when you let the sweat, or actually the condensation, evaporate in them. Just charge them. But you know, like I said, you don't want that condensation in the speakers. And most of the time it doesn't get there because you got that thin membrane thing in there that keeps it out, you know. All right, well, that's all I'm gonna do for now, and I hope you enjoyed that. And that's like a quick tutorial. Yeah, 30 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. God bless. And any questions, just give me a holler. Any ideas, whatever, concerns, holler at me. And I hope you found that thing with the spoon easy. And I didn't think about that. Twist the spoon, that's what pops it right out. Very easy stuff. Well, God bless, and we'll see you later.